Hi, welcome to CMG-MathSpace. We are finally done with standard forms, approximation of decimal, rounding of decimal places. Yes, we are done with standard forms, and then we are done with significant figures. The next video is going to be on properties of operations on real numbers. Of course, we have already looked at this in chapter 1 on sets. Now here we are dealing with it on real number systems. So the concept, the idea is the same thing, but just that we are operating or doing this on real numbers and not just on set or variables. Now, before we start, I would like to sum some cautions. I will read, yet I have some notes that I've always prepared. You may take screenshots or pause the video for assimilations. Now, dealing with these operations in math, we have basically a particular type of operation we call arithmetic operations, and this one involves addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, right? But here we are going to be specific when it comes to some of the operations. We are going to deal with multiplication and addition, right? Yes, basically. So don't worry, when we get to that property, we'll explain what it involves. Now, first one on the list is commutative property. Now, commutative property is saying that here, yes, it's saying that any operation defined on the set of real numbers is said to be commutative if and only if, that's the condition, if and only if this symbol, yes, I don't want it to say that it is multiplication or division, but if this symbol, if A by this symbol by this, right? So I think this should be rather B, right? If this A combined with B will give us B by A. So what it means is that if you combine, right, and interchange these positions, the answer should be the same. So the main idea for all of the operations is that when you combine items on the left side of the equation, it should be the same when you combine them on the right side of the equation. And this is applicable to all the operations. So here A by B is equal to B by A. So it means that we have interchanged the positions and the answer is going to be the same. And now this will be for addition and multiplication only. Subtraction and division are not applicable under commutative property. Take these notes. So we will take one under addition, A plus B is equal to B plus A. If you take the multiplication, A by B equal to B by A. So example 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2, and the answer will be 5. That's addition. If you use multiplication, 2 by 3 will be 6, and then 3 by 2 is 6. So that is the rule. So when we interchange the positions, so the base word is interchanging of positions, and the result will be the same on the left side and then the right side. Now let's take these notes. We are saying that subtraction and addition, right, of real numbers are not commutative. That's one condition to note. And then 2, if a table of operation is formed and the table is symmetrical about the principal diagonal, then the operation is commutative. So with notes 2 and 3, we will look at it better, right, when we go on to binary operations, where I will tackle them better. I'm actually moving around so that you can see the reading, right? So this will be tackled fully when we start dealing with binary operations, where we combine all the operations that we know in a particular equation or expression. So that is what it means. So then take home is that commutative is applicable, or yes, it can be applied on addition and multiplication. And then the number of operands means the number of variables or numbers that can be involved are only 2. For commutative, they are only 2. You can see A and B. when it comes to the other side is b and a, the same variables, and there are only two. That's two variables, and then the operator is 1. So the operator involved at any point in time in an operation is 1. You have plus and plus, the same operator. Here, multiplication, the same operator. So it's 1 when it comes to one operation or one expression. This is one expression, this is also another expression. So that's the take home. This will be applicable to the other ones where I will talk about them also. So moving forward onto the next property, we have associative property. Now, I guess you understand why I don't like writing notes, but I say things, all the notes or whatever I have to say on the fly in the textbook, because my handwriting are bigger and the video, the screen cannot capture all this. So it makes it difficult for me moving here and there. So now you understand. So henceforth, I will know what to do. This is the reason, right? So now, let's look at associative property. Associative property is saying that any operation defined on the set of real numbers is said to be associative if and only if, right? If and only if A, right, by the operator outside into B by the operator by C, right? This expression, right? And then given into brackets A by the operator by the operand. When I say operand is the number or the variable that we are dealing with. So I'll be sticking to operands and operator to make things easier for me. Now, this is it. So you see. So what this one is talking about is that we are doing what? We are doing grouping. Grouping, and is concerned with brackets. Grouping with brackets. That's the idea. First point to note. And then the second thing with the operators is that with here, we are still dealing with one operator. One operator, the same symbol. One operator, and we are dealing with 3 operands. 3 operands. So one operator, 3 operands, and we are dealing with grouping. That's bracket or parenthesis. That is the idea. So, and here once again, it deals with only addition and what? Multiplication. Subtraction and divisions of real numbers are not associative. So that is the idea. So the same idea, if you go to the first property, it's the same thing here. So that is it. Now, with addition and then multiplication, whatever, combining all the 2 operators in that, combining the operands, the 3 operands with 1 operator, on the left you have the same answer, and on the right you should have the same answer, right? So that is it. So we talk about grouping and not interchanging. Now let's move on to a distributive property, right? Now distributive property is saying that here once again we are dealing with what? 3 operands, A, B, C, 3 different operands, but 2 operators. 3 operands, 2 operators. We can see this one here, we can see this one here, and they are different symbols, right? So that is the idea. Now let's go with the grouping. After solving one side of the equation, the answer that you get should be the same as on the right side of the equation. So this one, I don't want to move ahead of ourselves, but it's more of like multiplying whatever you have outside by the whatever is inside. More like factorization and all that, but we are not there yet, right? So we are just multiplying whatever we have outside by the whatever is inside. So right, so here we have A into B plus C, and then it's equal to AB plus AC. Examples for addition, right? We have 2 into bracket 3 plus 4, right? And then we have 2 into bracket 2 times 3, right? Here plus, and then by this. So if you can look at it critically, if you multiply this by this, right, in one bracket or one expression, then bring your plus sign, then you go again 2 by 4, which is here. You see 2 by 4, right? So after doing that, you realize that the answers are the same, 14 and 14. So what it means is that multiplication is distributive over addition. So after distributing it, after moving things around,